Chapter 4. Third time lucky. How could he be so damn stupid? It was him. He was stood there almost entirely naked, aside from some very tight-fitting white underwear, which was semi-soaked in sweat, showing on or off an insanely full package. He could literally trace the outline of the guy's cog, the small detail of the head and veins along the flaccid shaft, very clearly visibly through the underwear. It was so insanely hot that he could barely look at him in the eyes. It turned out that the mysterious cafe guy with jet black hair wasn't only a senior rower at his club called Freddy, but also had the most incredible package he'd ever seen. This was just the most awkward way to see him again, the second time in a day. If he wasn't a senior rower from the top boat, he definitely would have made a move on him. As it stood, he couldn't due to the fact that he needed to show off a masculine side to himself in order to try to get into the senior men's squad. Sleeping with the captain of the squad might not be the best thing to do. Andy was still shocked at their brief but intimate interaction. He was still getting changed just as Freddy had left to start training in the gym. This evening, he wasn't due to do any land training, and was supposed to be joining a small crew and coach onto the water in 20 minutes or so. He was early and alone, which meant that he had time to smash out another cheeky wank before anyone came in. His mind was still focused on what he'd experienced upon walking into the changing room. The image of a tall jock with a chiseled body, beautiful facial features, and a huge package, just standing there, almost fully naked, with everything on show. To add to this mental image, he had also caught him changing in the corner of his eye and noticed his semi-hard cock and balls, both of which looked thick and incredibly tasty. He then got changed into his lycra unisuit, socks and baseball cap, and headed quickly to the bathroom on the other side of the changing room. Luckily, it was private and the boat club was empty, meaning he could bang one out quickly. The third time that day, he smirked to himself. Must be all the sexual tension building up as he hadn't fucked a guy in a few weeks. Rowing unisuits were similar to wrestling suits, meaning he had to wriggle his way out of the straps either side of him, lowering the suit to his waist and then further down to his ankles. He then sat down on the commode and had his legs spread out either side of him, giving him easy access to wank, holding his hard cock in his hand as he held his balls and leant backwards slightly. If anyone had been staring at him, standing opposite, they would have seen a pair of very muscly thighs, balls on full display, proudly sitting beneath an 8-inch shaft which was throbbing. He clutched his dick harder and wanked for around 3 minutes. He managed to gather up the cum covertly and efficiently as he ejaculated, using the mental image of Freddy in his tight underwear showing off that incredibly detailed and large package. He'd briefly imagined gyrating and dancing like a go-go boy in front of Freddy while he sat there, thinking how good it would feel to be in a tight blue or yellow thong fully naked, just dancing and teasing him. He felt silly thinking of that now, especially since he'd come. He came back to the present moment and focused on the training ahead of him that evening. There was a time and a place for sexual thoughts and fantasies, he thought, and a boat club was not the right place at all. He assumed maybe he'd see Freddy again sometime, hopefully in a more relaxed environment, perhaps at the cafe. He'd have to work from that same cafe again, even if it was somewhat hard to get to. The lure of the chase fascinated him, and thinking about Freddy and how beautiful he was also intrigued him.